What's up guys, Atomic Toast 15 here, and tonight I'm going to show off the Bioshock Infinite Ultimate Songbird Edition that I just picked up today. As you can see, everything's already outside of its packaging. I opened it all up already. Here's the box. Judging from the packaging, I thought this thing would be much too much of a nightmare, way too noisy, etc. to try and unbox on camera. It definitely was very noisy, so I just figured I would unbox everything a while and show it off to you individually that way. So, yeah. The other thing I'd like to mention is this that I also picked up, which is the limited edition strategy guide. Now, I don't normally buy strategy guides, like, ever. This is, I think, the second strategy guide I've ever bought. But, I picked this up at GameStop, the whole set and everything, and they were running a special promotion where if you bought the Season's Pass along with Bioshock Infinite, whatever version you had reserved, you'd get $20 off the strategy guide, as well as an extra, it's stacked with an extra deal, which was, I believe, an extra 15% off the strategy guide if you bought it with the game. So, yeah, got this for about 10 bucks, even though it's normally 36. So, that was a very cool deal. There's an insane Comstock guy. Yeah, I won't show off too much of this. It just, yeah, general strategy guide, shows off weapons, etc. But the cool thing the limited edition strategy guide came with is these two things. The first is a sort of playing card for the upcoming Bioshock Infinite board game, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if I'll buy it, but either way, it's a collectible piece. And this, which is the Key to Freedom or something like that, I believe. Either way, it's a cool keychain. I don't really know the whole significance of birds and cages and that whole thing with the game, other than the fact that it all takes place in the sky, so birds would make sense, I guess. Which brings me to the next collector's piece. Well, this came with the special edition set itself. On a side note, I like the little boxes these came in. Really cool little design. This is another keychain, the Murder of Crows keychain. Once again, another little birdie. Looks pretty cool. The other little thing that came in a box here is the Handyman figurine, which is incredibly tiny. I think this is also supposed to be a piece for the upcoming board game, which, it's kind of cool, I guess. I don't like how it's entirely blue and it doesn't really have much design. So yeah, despite the bad quality of the video, you're really not missing out on much. It's just, yeah, entirely blue, not really designed well. I don't want to say not designed well, but not very designed in depth or anything. Here's the stuff the game came with. Digital soundtrack, which is stupid. I am very opposed to this whole digital things. It just adds more fuel to the fire of everything media-wise going digital in the future. Much rather would have had a on-disc soundtrack. I mean, come on, even Tomb Raider, special edition of that just came out, came with a physical soundtrack. An upgrade pack of just weapons and abilities, which is stupid. I hate when they pad collector's editions by putting DLC in them, because they release DLC anyway to the public eventually, most of the time, all of it. So you're not really getting anything special, because it's all available to you eventually anyway. This is kind of cool though, avatar items. This is an outfit of Booker and one of Elizabeth for your avatars, which is cool. I think more games should include free avatar items. Here's a strategy guide, or not, what am I saying? This is the art book, the art guide. I like the material too. It's very velvety, I believe, which beats the general overused cardboard for art guides, art books. Now I've got guides stuck in my head. There's a songbird, awesome as ever. Elizabeth, the title. Very nice art book, nothing really special, you know, though it's an art book. What else is there to say? I guess I'll go on to the statue next. This was the only definitive piece between the Premium Collector's Edition, I think it was called, and the Ultimate Songbird Edition. And it's about a $60 or $70 difference between each of those two editions, so it's kind of hard to choose. Most people wouldn't want to pay that just for this, that extra, just for this one piece, but I think it's pretty cool. It's very well crafted. Looks very cool. The wings are detachable for easy storage. Yeah. Also inside the box for the whole collector's set, the Songbird itself came in the special box, which looks really cool. It's made of a harder, like reinforced cardboard. And the art and the sides are decorated with Columbia propaganda and artwork. I think that was the first big promotional picture they used for the game. At least it was the cover of the one Game Informer issue, which this was the cover story of. Alright, so finally on to the game itself. I must complain about the cover of the game because I'm getting so tired of seeing these cheap cover arts where it's just the main character. I mean, how many games have done that recently? Just off the top of my head I can think of Tomb Raider, Crisis 3, now this, of course. There's tons more, but just off the top of my head. I mean, why not something like this? This would have made an awesome cover. Looks much more ominous, much more foreboding, and is just more interesting in general than seeing the main character. It's just a stupid pose to begin with. He looks like he's trying to be a Bamf with his shotgun slung over his shoulder and all that. At least the burning flag in the background and the flying embers make for a cool effect. Also, it comes with, which again, this is another thing I think more games should do nowadays, have reversible cover art. Borderlands did that, among not many others that come to mind, actually. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. But strategy guide, or why do I keep saying strategy guide? That's a manual. It's a very noteworthy manual, at least. So it's actually in color and more than 3 pages long. Pretty cool. And then just an advertisement for the Seasons Pass. So yeah, that's pretty much all it is, all that I have to show off for the Bioshock. Oh, actually, no. Got something else. This is kind of cool. It's supposedly a lithograph, but honestly, it's just a piece of paper. Slightly thicker paper that could be some sort of light cardboard. But yeah. It's almost as bad as Dead Space 2 and its supposed lithograph. Which I'll have to get to that collector's set someday. That's something to complain about. I mean, seriously, at least these things should be laminated or sealed in plastic like the Resident Evil 5 one is. Not just out, exposed. I mean, there's this thing, but yeah, you're going to open that up anyway to expose this to look at it, so it doesn't offer much protection. So yeah, Bioshock Infinite. Highly, highly looking forward to it. Huge Bioshock 1 and 2 fan. Yeah. Not much else to say about that. If you like the video, comment, rate, subscribe.